Because men and women are not falling behind and falling behind the same way. They are not being wounded. They are not being pushed by the same forces, the same times, the same consciousness, the wake up moments. They are not paying the same price. Hello guys, we are in Chapultepec forest now. We are preparing to the inauguration of the World Cup and talking every day. We receive inquiries through our webpage. Please click below to be part of this community. I'm talking with the patients about the crisis of life that we are living, and I don't want to be dramatic, but why men and women are not longer arriving at the same place at the same time. Today I want to begin a series of honestly what I've been also living through the last 1-2 years. And again, the purpose of this community is how we are living after and during fertility. When fertility crisis is not only a relationship crisis as well, it's not only economic as well, and it's not only a cultural one. What we are facing, it's something deeper. We are watching the life trajectories of men and women and the time versus the biological time, that it's been separated in asymmetric ways, and that fracture, it's already affecting the ability to form a family, sustain stable bonds, raise children with the structure and the responsibility of the future of our species. So with my patients, we go in this deep level of from where we are, keep choosing it to bring someone and the life that it will change. But we all want this episode to be and to transform from where we are deciding at the end to bring one more soul to this world. So the real stories, and I'm seeing with my patients nowadays, I see men who say they want a family but arrive emotionally late. And I'm seeing brilliant, capable, prepared women who truly wanted to build something meaningful, but were pushed by the system to prioritize other priorities, other battles, until biology began to collect its cost. I see people who did everything right accordingly what society told them. Study abroad, work in big companies, grow, heal. It takes 40 years for you to be in that line. But when we think we are ready, still reach a point in life where they discover that we are beginning to be ready is not always arriving at the same time. That is the heart of the problem. We were sold the idea that life moves in a straight line. First, you build yourself, and then you grow professionally, then you find a compatible partner, then you decide to have children, and then you build a family, the 2 dogs, and your home. But really, the reality no longer works that way. I haven't seen it worldwide. Today, a woman may advance faster in education, emotional clarity, independence, and long-term vision for sure, while still feeling that the relationship market is not offering her a mature, clear, and ready counterpart to build with. Today, a man may genuinely desire a family, and all the consequences that this will carry on, emotional, economic, identify delays that keep him from arriving with the direction, with the strength, the stability that such a project requires to build a family. Sorry for the dark glasses, but it's a little sunny here. And then something silent happens, but devastating is not that nobody wants love. Let's not go there into the love relationship fight, man versus woman. Nobody wants right now also the compromise to build a family, to have kids, to have your mini-me's walking around. Why the family is not longer a priority, and fewer people are arriving at the same internal, external, and biological point, not at the same time. And when that synchrony breaks, a new form of infertility appears that almost nobody dares to name. Not only infertility of the body, also infertility of timing, synchronicity, misaligned life trajectories, and how long you need to invest to know if that boyfriend or girlfriend will be the one. That is what I call a symmetric crisis of life trajectories, because men and women are not falling behind and falling behind the same way. They are not being wounded. They are not being pushed by the same forces, the same times, the same consciousness, the wake-up moments. They are not paying the same price for postponement, and they are not competing under the same biological, emotional, or cultural rules. If we cannot say that honestly, that we cannot understand why there is now more pain, more loneliness, more ambiguity, more later, let's go with the flow at your 40s, and more people arriving late to the legitimate desire year to build a family. It's costing us almost 40 years because COVID took us 3. This is where conscious creation takes a position. We do not see reproduction as an isolated medical issue. We see it as a human, ethical, scientific response to a fracture in our civilization, creating the nucleus of the society. Because many of our patients do not arrive only because of a medical diagnosis. They arrive after years of misalignment, after divorce, after relationships that did not mature in the same direction, and you invest 1, 2, 3 years minimum, and now you are 36, 37, 38 without frozen your eggs. And after postponing for work, after believing that there was still time, also for men, carrying social expectations that do not speak honestly to real biology. Also, we get oxidized. Also, our morphology, mobility, and quantity of the sperm start to go in the faster oxidation process. And then we arrive with grief, with like so tired, and with drain, and questions with fear about time, about how we feel, how I ended up being there. And we say that we have, and we run and we exercise 3, 4 times a week, but that questions deserves respect, because behind every case there is something society is still refusing to admit. Progress is not organizing family formation more effectively. It is making it more complex, more delay, and for many people more fragile. We have more technology, more options, more freedom. The world is not as big as we thought. More information, but not necessarily more structure, more timing, more clarity, more cooperation between men and women with a strategy to execute. And definitely not necessarily more time. This is why this matters so much, because family is not nostalgia or romanticism for the past and for the future in the human infrastructure. It is the place where emotional regulation, language, belonging, responsibility, nucleus of the society, taxation, identity, limits, empathy, care, and purpose are transmitted with the legacy, with imagination. When that infrastructure weakness is not only a couple that suffers, it's a generation. It's the decline numbers of not babies in this world. And if we do not intervene more consciously and talk more about this, that this is happening, the next generation will inherit not only fewer births, but more emotional disorganization, more disconnection, more difficulty of forming lasting bonds. Remember, after COVID, nowadays those kids that they are now in their 17s, 20s, they are lack of security. We have seen studies, and that's why we do not believe that this conversation shouldn't remain in the territory of keeping in the level of men and women versus and against, or blaming each other. It's not about blaming women or men. This is not about choosing between freedom and biology, or between progress, tradition, cultural lives. It is about recognizing that we are facing a new human reality. The times, the cost, the living, the meritocracy, the geopolitics, how it's affecting the answers. And to be more honest, with curiosity, with different perspectives, after 40, how you arrive with which questions to your next partner, to not only choose from beauty, what it's their mindset to grow with your kids, with him, with her. We cannot keep postponing to a random algorithm that will be a misaligned life trajectory. We are going to intervene more consciously to protect the possibility of forming family with dignity, structure, and purpose. That is the debate, and that it's the reason for this series of What the Story is talking with our patients, and because we want to talk about the future generations, and we are putting what we are living in different cultures, what we are seeing in Canada, me studying in Europe, being living there, coming from Dubai, how now the world is the complex that do we want to keep bringing more souls into this world? The answer is yes, and the path needs to be conscious, to becoming that conscious parent with that responsibility to be part of the solution and not keep being part of the problem in our society. This is only the beginning, because in the next episodes we are going to talk about irrelevance, replacement, behavioral economics. This is something that I'm seeing and I'm talking every day with my patients. Question of I want to keep in mind, it's about how we are participating on building a society that makes possible to arrive on time, to love and create a family, a human continuity. Because protecting, well, building family, it's not conservatism. It is harm prevention. It is integrational responsibility. And perhaps it is one of the most serious ways to defend the future. For our future generation, guys, let's not face infertility and nothing happens. Let's work towards that. Let's try to create what we choose, who we want to become, and what example we want to share, being seen by our kids, talking with love with our partner, and from there give that example and being part of the solution and not being part of the problem and just point finger on someone from the government or what is happening worldwide. No, I think we need and we have the power on creating this community, and with that mind and that consciousness from someone that wanted to have from a long time ago the family creation in their mind, it's definitely different, that conscious parenthood, when someone had the fortune to be pregnant without thinking consciously that soon he or she will be seeing from a small kids from the other side of the living room, and then that will be the example that now we are the ones that we become what we saw, what kind of values, what kind of culture, what kind of language, where is our epigenetics, our environment, where we grow, and that it's behavioral economics, that's politics, that's fertility, that's nucleus of the society, that's human, that needs to be the center of AI. Thank you. Have a good one.